Hi friends, it's Megan. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm sharing with you my December plan with me in my Wonderland 222 B6 size notebook. This is the full year and I'm currently on page 293. So I will have a review slash update on how my Wonderland 222 notebook is holding up after 11 months of use. I'll have a separate video for that. But right now, I'm going to get into the plan with me. So if you're interested in seeing what my plan with me looks like, keep watching. So I am speeding up this video to 8 times faster than the normal speed. So if this is too fast for you, please let me know down in the comments and feel free to click out of the video. You don't have to watch it. I do apologize, but in total, this setup for the monthly pages and the first week of December ended up taking me about an hour and a half after I figured out the stickers and the washi combinations. I don't know why it took me that long, but it did. And so I didn't want to give you an hour of footage. I didn't think that was necessary, so that's why I sped it up. All right, here at the very beginning, I'm just writing the word December, and then on the right page, I will end up putting a quote, but you won't see that until the very end because I didn't have a quote, or I had a quote, but it was on my phone, which is what I'm filming with, so I ended up going back and filling that in a little bit later. But I unofficially, now that I'm looking back at it, have decided on the theme of imaginative worlds. At the time when I was filming this, I just wanted to use these stickers. I wanted to specifically use the stickers that are on the left. It's the second set of stickers, the one with all the dark, like windows, it looks like. I really like those stickers. They kind of are very graphic and have these nice dark vibrant colors. And then I thought the storybook stickers that I'm using on this cover page and the library stickers that you can also see on the left as well, I thought they would all kind of tie in together. And then my quote even has something about imagination. And so now that I'm thinking back to it, I'm like, oh, imaginative worlds, that's my theme. I definitely didn't want to go with your traditional Christmas theme. I just didn't think I could do that for a whole month. I'm thinking for the week of Christmas, I will use Christmas stickers and Christmas washi. But for the other 3 weeks and for the overall monthly layout, I wanted to go with something just darker, but also more fun and bright and colorful. I'm using 3 pens in this setup. The first one was that yellow and blue pen, and that is a Pentel sign pen. It's yellow and blue because it was a Hobonichi exclusive freebie from sometime in the last couple of years. And then the next pen that I'm currently using is the Uniball Jetstream pen, and this is the one with the 3 different colors, red, blue, and black. This one was also from Hobonichi, and this is from 2021. Is what the label says. And then the third pen that I'll be using is the Sharpie S Gel, and I'll be using the 0.5 pen tip. I like all 3 of these for different reasons. Obviously, the sign pen, the yellow and blue pen, provides a little bit more of that brush stroke feel, so I can get the thicker line when I'm doing the downstroke. The S Gel pen is quickly becoming a favorite pen of mine. I kind of wish this was available in a 0.4 or 0.3 size, but the 0.5 is okay, and I like it because it's so dark but doesn't bleed. And then the Uniball Jetstream, which is what I'm currently using to do all the lines, I really like because it's a very thin line, and I think for doing things like the monthly spread and just kind of laying down the foundation of certain spreads, this is a really good pen to use. It's a reliable pen. So on this page, I'm drawing out the monthly calendar, and I do like to have the visual calendar so I can actually see where the date falls within the month. Like, is it at the beginning or the end or week 3? So I like to have that visual calendar on the left, and then on the right side, I'll actually be doing the dates going down in a column, more bullet journal style, and that's so I actually have the space to put in any appointments, events, anniversaries, holidays, that sort of thing, because the calendar on the left, while I like it visually, it does not provide a lot of space for me to fill in. So the right side is where I can actually put all of the appointments and things that I need to remember. So that's what I'm doing here. And I realize now that as I'm looking at this, the washi combination is very Harry Potter, Hogwarts, like Gryffindor colors. That was completely not my intention, but kind of also follows in line with that unofficial theme of imaginative worlds. So funny how everything works out. So I have 1 through 31 just going down in a column, and then I have put the first letter of each day of the week, so that way I know the first is a Thursday, the second is a Friday, and so on. And then I just drew horizontal lines to separate each of the weeks, between Sunday and Monday, so that way I can see where one week starts and the other week ends. After the monthly calendar, I like to go in with my goals and habits, so that's what's going to be on these next 2 pages. All of the washi that I'm using is from Simply Gilded, so this is their Stardust washi that's in a watercolor pattern, which I really, really like that watercolor pattern. And then you have the classic bow washi in the 15 and 10 millimeter, and then the foiled washi is also a bow washi, and that's in their 5 millimeter. So all of it's from Simply Gilded. I'm really working to use all of the washi that I have. I definitely bought more washi during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend sales, but I'm trying to use up a lot of the Simply Gilded washi that I have or pass it on to other people because I've had it for a while and it's just sitting in my collection and I want to use it or pass it on to someone who will. I decided to go with doing the habits first just because this is just creating a series of lines in a grid format and it's easy to complete. So I just do grid spacing, or I do an outline for a grid that's 10 squares across 3 times, so we get 30 days, and then one more day on the 4th line, and that's how I mark my 31 days. And each day that I complete a habit, I'll just fill in the square. I didn't end up doing habits last month in November. I had the page, but ended up not doing it. So this month, I really want to get back on track with filling in my habit tracker, but I also want to try and keep the habits to 5 or 6. So currently I have vitamins, exercise, reading 30 minutes, journaling, drinking 6 cups or more of water, and then the last one is nail care. And some of these I'm more consistent with, other ones I'm not. I think starting next month in January, I will try to decrease the number of habits that I'm tracking and just focus in on 2 or 3. But for now, I'm going to try and do all 6 again. Then I'm writing in my goals, and I am referencing my goals from back in November because there are some goals that in November that I was not able to complete that I want to carry over into December. So I just wrote those down and filled them in. A lot of it's like decluttering and destashing planner items, decluttering home items. Some of it is looking for a new job and sending out applications, and just general like spending more time with the family, exercising more, stuff like that. You know, all of the things that we want to work on. I am going to set a goals video for later on in December. So if you're interested in seeing my goals set up, then I will have a video for that later on. And here on this page, this is going to be my daily gratitude. So this is sometimes hard for me to be consistent with. And again, it's something that I want to try and do daily. And I'd like to get back into that habit of just every day I think of one thing that I'm thankful that has happened, or just in general that I'm thankful for. It could be related to an event, or it could just be related to a person. So I do leave myself 2 lines, and that gives me a 2-page spread where each day takes up 2 lines. All right, and then the last kind of general monthly page that I have is my TBR list for the month. I'm thinking for January, I might not do a TBR list. It's a little bit, I don't want to say it's redundant, but I feel like I am such a mood reader, and things happen over the course of the month where I plan out that I want to read certain books but then end up not reading them. So I don't know if this spread is as effective as I thought it would be when I first started it. But I like to continue to do it because it does give me a reference for what books I am currently in the middle with, because as you can see, I am in the middle of like 4 or 5 books, and what books I'd like to try and finish reading or at least start by the end of the month. So currently, I'm in the middle of reading Pachinko, Mr. Norrell and Jonathan Strange, American Royalty, and Babel. And then I'd like to try and read The Storied Life of A.J. Thickery, and I think there's like Mem is the other book that I want to read. So these are all the things that I'd like to do and I'd like to get to in terms of reading. Will I actually get to it by the end of the month? If I do end up finishing it, I put a check mark and put how many stars I rated it. And then if I didn't finish it, then it just stays there. But again, I might change that for next year. I'm still kind of thinking on this. This month I decided to do something a tiny bit different with my weekly setup. So usually what I do, and I am still doing it here, is I like to put washi at the top and the bottom, and then I'd like to use stickers to mark that day. Like that's the beginning of the day. Like I'll have one decorative sticker, and then I'll just have the date and then a running to-do list or a list of important things that have happened. So that's usually what happens. And then, if I take up 5 lines, I take up 5 lines. If I take up 2 or 3 lines, then great. And so I might have anywhere from 3 to 5 days on one page. This time I decided to do something a little bit different. I'm playing around with spacing, especially since the planner that I'm going to be using next year has a lot of space. So I decided to have a weekly task list because I've been seeing on some other YouTubers videos that they like having that weekly task list at the beginning of the week so they can kind of think about what the whole week entails. And I was kind of thinking that might be useful for me as well, because I tend to focus on the daily, but sometimes I forget about the full week, like what is the end of the week going to look like, or I have to keep it in my head, like, oh, I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday, but I don't actually write that in until Thursday. So I'm thinking with the weekly to-do section, that might ease some of the mental load that I have and kind of remembering what goes on at the end of the week throughout the week, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to have the weekly section, and then I am splitting the page into quarters for each day. So it's a little bit of a planned bullet journal rather than just a running task list like it was before. I'm still going to put to-dos for that specific day and then kind of major events and appointments, but each day of the week has a designated space. So that's the plan. And then I'm deciding to interspace the days of the week and the layout with these different stickers, but not as many stickers as I normally would on previous spreads. So that's the layout so far. I decided to do that first week, but since it was a short week starting on Thursday, I went ahead and did the following week after as well. The last 2 things I wanted to mention real quick is just the ruler that I'm using, which is from the Coffee Monsters Co. It's their black ruler. I think it was a limited release and no longer available, but keep an eye out on her website and her social media platforms in case she does decide to do more rulers. I really like it. It's thin and fits into my planner, and it has inches and centimeters. It's a 6-inch ruler or just a little bit over 15-centimeter ruler, and the measurements are on both sides, and then there's the little doodles, emoji doodles going down the center. So I really like that ruler. And then the correction tape I'm using is just the original Tombow mono correction tape. So that's everything that I used in this spread. If I missed anything, check the description box down below because I will list everything there. And if you still have questions, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Well, that's it for what I have to say about this plan with me. Let me know down in the comments below what theme you used for the month of December, and also let me know how you liked this video since it's my first plan with me back after a few months of not having done any plan with me's. I will definitely try to do more in the coming months in the new year. I definitely want to get back into the planning videos. So I'm going to leave you with some music for the last minute or so of the video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.